pay wise, I want to say that being a substitute teacher is the most lucrative because yeah, you get a good pay for the day, but at the same time, you're only getting paid when school is in session.
Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place, cause the love you give.
What is up, guys? It's your girl Shayla, Aaliyah, aka Some Lion Queen, and I am back with another video. Okay, so hold on. There we go, that's better. I had kind of like, don't mind her, that's my daughter, she's playing around. But I had a video go viral of me talking about my experience as a UPS worker. So I decided to make another video, but this one's gonna be my experience as a substitute teacher. So if you don't already, follow me on TikTok. On my TikTok, I kind of like put it out there that like I was a substitute teacher, and I'm basically gonna just, like I did with the UPS thing, I'm gonna just be 100% real with you guys and tell you my experience as a substitute teacher. So far, I've been substitute teaching for, it's about to be a year come 2024, because this February is when I started. So I heard about substitute teaching from my school, because at my school, which was Montclair State, that's the one I graduated from this past May, they had a program called Sub In, and it was really more so for like, basically it was for like the students that were in the school of like teaching, like, you know, I had seen posters because we shared the building with the college of like schooling or whatever. I don't remember exactly what the name of their college is, but I knew the name of my college, okay? So yeah, I heard of it, seen how many credits I needed. At that point, I had already had my daughter, so like it was already in my head prior to me having her that I wanted to do the substitute teaching thing, because I knew that the pay was pretty good. It was decent for me to be doing that while in school. So some requirements are you need to have at least, and it depends for where you're gonna be substitute teaching at, but most of the requirements are having at least 60 college credits, which is an associate's degree technically. So you need at least 60 degree college credits. You need to pass a background check. You need your fingerprints. So those are the requirements. And I had applied in my town that I graduated from high school at to be a substitute teacher, and it was a while until I got the actual job. I applied in November of 2022. I didn't hear back until December, and I think it was because it's kind of patchy, because from November to December, if you have any kids, school is in and out. You have Thanksgiving recess, and after Thanksgiving recess, you have December, and then you have winter recess. So I think that was the reason. And they have to approve you in a board meeting, and board meetings are usually towards the end of the month. So yeah, I applied in November, didn't hear anything back till December. Then I was supposed to be mentioned in the December board meeting. They get mentioned in the December board meeting. I was supposed to be mentioned in the January one. Wasn't mentioned in the January one. It was just like an ongoing thing, and it was just making me so mad. They were giving me the runaround, and that should be my first red flag. But we're gonna talk about that like in a whole other video. But yeah, I got the runaround, and finally when I heard back, it was in late January, and they were like, you can start Monday or Tuesday or something like that. And by the time, Monday or Tuesday, and that was like towards the end of January, so that would be me starting in February. So literally February 2nd, I think, is when I started this year. And yeah, my first day, I had recorded it and I posted it on TikTok, I think. Okay, so I found footage of my first day working. It was February 1st, 2023, which is this year, and I'm gonna insert it. It's a couple of videos. It's like me after the first period of having the kids, and then it's me at the end of the day speaking on how things went. So that way you guys can see what I had to say, like, you know, from like my very first day, and like, you know, off the wake up, like how I was feeling about the whole teaching thing. But yeah, just what I had to say. Yo, so it's my first period, and I feel like I was nervous for no reason, because for the most part it's mad chill, and at the end of the day, like, you're the adult, so they're gonna listen to you regardless, because they know that you're older. But I seen some of my friends' little siblings and stuff like that, so yeah, I hope you guys can hear me. But yeah, so that was the first period. Right now I have like prep, and then after that it's their lunch, or my lunch, and then I don't have class until period 4, and that's at 10:52. So right now it's like, I think like probably like 9:10 or something. But yeah, I don't have class till 10:52, so I'm just chilling. I just ate a snack, and it turns out that I'm subbing a teacher I had already. So yeah, they were like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, I had him. So it's been pretty good. Like, I don't know, like, I thought it was gonna be way worse, I guess, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna come back to you guys like at the end of the day and see how I feel about it, because all you are is a babysitter. Like, that's all you're doing is babysitting for those kids at school. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna come back later. All right, so I just got home. Well, I didn't just get home, but I dropped the baby off so I could go work out. But I'm gonna tell you guys how the rest of my day went. So I had two 8th grade classes and then 3 7th grade classes. Why did the 7th graders behave better than the 8th graders? And it just so happened that the person that I was covering was my teacher in 8th grade, I think. He was my honors science teacher. So I emailed him like right away, and I was just like, hey, like, I'm subbing your class, and they said that they really want me to come back because they like me, yada yada yada. And he's like, I'm gonna ask for you from now on, and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, but subbing kids was not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, especially since like I don't have hair. I thought that they kind of gonna act funny, and I could kind of tell like they were thinking like, why does she have hair? But at the same time, like, they're like, oh my gosh, we can't wait till you come back. And I'm just like, I don't know if I'm coming back this week. They're like, what are you doing Friday? He's not gonna be here Friday. I'm like, I got school. Like, but I liked it. I thought that it was gonna be way worse than what it was. So yeah, I was very like anxious because I don't have hair, and I don't know how like kids are gonna take it. So for that very reason, I did middle school. I haven't done high school. I've done elementary school, but I haven't gone lower than 2nd grade. So yeah, I was kind of anxious about the whole like not having hair thing and going and being a substitute, because kids are brutally honest. Like, and I don't expect them not to be brutally honest, because that's just how they are. Like, they're gonna call it how they see it. Like, they're gonna say a spade is a spade. So yeah, I kind of thought that I was gonna get kind of like looks and stares because I don't have hair, but the kids were honestly like really, really nice. Of course they asked, I explained, and from there on, like, I got like a good relationship with the kids, and it's been like very, very smooth. Like, I'll tell you guys how like a day would be as a substitute. Literally, you walk in, you go on the sub, you sign in, they give you the schedule of whatever teacher you're covering. You're there. Sometimes you might have a teacher that wants you to teach and have a lesson like how they would have if they were there. And then sometimes you have a teacher that says, okay, they're gonna be on Canvas, on the Chromebooks, on Google Drive, wherever the school uses, and they know what to do. They're just continuing what they didn't finish yesterday. Either way, I'm always there to help. I ask them if they need help, because if it's math, I got you. If it's social studies, like I don't like it, I'll help you, but I don't like it. Not my forte. English, I don't like it either, but I'll help you because yeah. But yeah, I mean, A lot of the times I prefer to be like in art or in math, because those are my favorites, or science, if that is like a teacher. But usually in elementary and middle school, math and, or not math and science, but in the elementary school, math and science is covered by one teacher, and then English and social studies is covered by one teacher, and then in the middle school is when they have separate teachers for each individual subject. Pay wise, I want to say that being a substitute teacher is the most lucrative, because yeah, you get a good pay for the day, but at the same time, you're only getting paid when school is in session. So right now I'm on winter break, so I'm not getting paid for these days that I have off, but at the same time I have off. So you gotta pick your poison at this point. So yeah, I get paid $200 a day, and I feel like that's pretty good. Other cities might pay $125 to like $150. I've seen some people say $175 to $225, depending on the area. Me personally, I'm cool with the $200. It's in the town that I grew up in. I'm familiar with it, so it's cool. It pays the bills, and I like the fact that I'm in the town that I grew up in, so a lot of the kids, I know them because they're either my friends' kids or my friends' little brothers, cousins, whoever. I see like the faces of people I went to school, and then I'm just like, you're so-and-so's little brother, aren't you? And they're like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, makes sense. So that's pretty cool. I'd say some cons are, like I said, you only get paid when school's in session, or you only get paid the days that you work, which is like when school's in session. You're basically per diem, so you don't have any benefits unless you're a long-term sub. The only way you could be a long-term sub is if you have a teacher's license or teaching license. That's how it is in New Jersey. I don't know how it is in other states, but that's how it is here. Other cons I would say is kids and like, you know, being disrespectful. Sometimes you might have those kids that might test you. You gotta swallow it. I mean, you just gotta just swallow it and ignore it. Like you have to literally pick your battles sometimes, because sometimes kids just are very, very rude and disrespectful. You might catch them on a bad day, hormones, this, that. You never know. Does it get on my nerves? Yes, it gets on my nerves, because it's just like, I wouldn't let my daughter talk to me the way you guys talk to adults. But yeah, I just look at people like, who raised you? Because my mom would have kicked my neck in the way that these kids talk to some teachers. But I feel like I have like a lot of the kids in the chokehold, because I know a lot of their family members, and yeah, they might act crazy for one person, but then they're good for me. And yeah, that's exactly why I never ever have went to high school, and I probably never will, because I'm small. I'm barely 5 feet. I'm not that big. I just feel like in the high school, they probably try to walk all over me, and they probably think that we're the same age, the same size. So I don't even play that. Yeah. So I stay away from the high school. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty cool, because you get to see, it's like not every day is the same. So that's why I like it. But at the same time, it's also, it has taught me patience, because before working with kids and before having my daughter, I didn't have that much patience. But then working with kids now, it's just like, okay, you figure out different ways to approach different situations and different things and different people, different personalities. So it's definitely like a learning lesson. It really helped me put in my minor into like everyday things, because I minored in child advocacy and policy. So there's been times where I had to, step up and say how I feel about a situation involving kids and this and that, and be an advocate for these children, because their parents aren't around when they go to school. So somebody has to say something and let things be known. So there's been times where I've had to do that, step up to the plate and say something. Like I said, there's pros and there's cons. Like on half a days, it kills me, because some parents do not remember to give their kids snack. And I'm just like, dang, because in the district I'm in, you cannot, they're very strict about it. You cannot give any kids food because God forbid something happens, they don't want to be liable. You don't want to be liable either, so it's kind of hard. It pulls on your heartstrings. But other than that, I would say that the whole substitute teaching thing, it's not bad at all. I feel like if you're in school, I would recommend being a substitute teacher because you make decent money. During the day, depending on what grade level you're in, you can do some homework. Like when I have a free period when the kids are at the special and I'm a sub, or even during my lunch, I'm doing my homework 9 times out of 10, just that way I can be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm in school work-wise, and I'm in school, education-wise, so I might as well do my homework at work because I'm already, in the mood, So a lot of times when the kids are doing their work, while I'm telling them what the teacher told me to tell them to do, I'm doing my homework. And I'm just like, okay, you guys are being too loud. If I can't concentrate, I know others can't concentrate because I can't concentrate doing my work. So I know you guys aren't concentrating doing yours. So, yeah, and I feel like me being in school and telling them, we need to do our homework, we need to do our work, kind of helps with the situation as well because they're like, oh, you're doing your homework. Okay, we need to listen to Miss A because Miss A has work to do too, So, yeah, I like substitute teaching though. This is what I'm gonna be doing until I graduate nursing school. So it's really helped, and it helps with the bills. I can't complain. I really can't complain. The only thing is, during the summertime is when I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. Whether it be I'm saving money during the school year for my bills for those 2 months, or if I try to find something to do during the summer. Last summer, I worked at a doctor's office, and I worked at DaVita. I could give you guys a video about that too, but yeah. Out of all the jobs that I've had, I would say that this is probably one of my favorites because I don't work weekends. I only work Monday through Friday. Major holidays I have off. I only work from basically 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, no later. I don't have any commitment to stay after school to do anything. It's very, very easy. I would say that if you need money and you're in school, I would definitely recommend it. I'm not gonna promise you that you're gonna get the pay that I get because one, I'm in a area that's the New York City metropolitan area, so I feel like the pay is high, and two, it varies state to state. If you're a college student, get on it, because that's a good amount of money for somebody that's in school. I feel like it's not a good amount, but it's a decent amount to live off of and not have to worry about anything. So if you have 60 credits, or if you're looking or thinking about being a substitute teacher, I would look at your state requirements and get on it ASAP, because you could be making money relaxing on the weekends, relaxing on major holidays. If you have kids, you could just be going to work, picking them up after you get off of work, because you're going to be getting off around the same time as them. It's just a whole bunch of benefits, and I feel like I wish I knew about it sooner, because I had 60 credits for a long time before I did it. But that could have been a job I had already, because I'm working minimum wage paying jobs and it wasn't cutting it. So if I had known prior to me having these jobs, and known once I had those 60 credits, I would have been doing substitute teaching. I thought that you needed to be a teacher, substitute teacher. I thought you actually had to have a New Jersey teaching certificate. I'm gonna give some tips when it comes to doing substitute teaching, because I was asking my aunt, who is a teacher, a lot of questions, because I was just I don't even know how to what to expect, how to assert my dominance, this, that, and third, you know, because I'm just like, I know I'm small. I didn't want these kids to size me up, but I wouldn't say be mean, but definitely, like, you know, put your foot down, make boundaries, establish boundaries and rules with these kids. Like, you know, like, I let them call me Miss Shayla because at the end of the day, like, I'm 22. I'm freaking 22. Please do not call me by my last name, and I don't even go by my last name really, so it's just like, let's keep it at Miss Shayla. Make sure you say the Miss before my first name. Yes, I am young, but don't be disrespectful. I catch them saying song lyrics and stuff like that I know of because, like I said, I'm only but so old. So I know a lot of the things that they're talking about. I know the slang. I just try to tell them to be respectful. Don't say anything to me if you're not going to say it to your mom. I say some shit like that. Because, you know, if you know the Megan Thee Stallion song, she's like, don't say that to me if you won't say it to your mama. That's what I say to them. Just get to know teachers around in the buildings. That way, like, if you do need help or you do have questions, you can ask them questions. I would say figure out what the administration, and I'm talking like that, like the principals, like that, what their rules are. And I mean, like, dress code, this, that, the third, because some schools don't like when you wear jeans during the week unless it's a Friday. Some schools don't. They have like certain things, and I don't get too much into it because I'm a sub and I really could care less. But I try to dress professional, and then if not, I'm wearing one of my old school sweatshirts that like say the town's names like that. And yeah, like I just do simple outfits just to keep it neutral. When I was in, like, depending on where you are, you have some leeway, because when I do gym, I tend to do leggings, like just athletic stuff, maybe like a tracksuit or something. When I was in the special ed room, leggings and a shirt, because I was running after those kids like crazy. Like, I had to run after them. So it really depends where you're gonna go. If you know that you're gonna be in a certain area where you cannot be wearing slacks and a button up, don't wear it. And they can't be mad at you because you're not doing their dress code. Because when I was in the special ed room, I was wearing a shirt and leggings. I probably ran at least 3 times a week when I was in that substitute, when I was in that special ed room. So yeah, that would be my tips. Definitely show them that they need to be respectful, follow up with dress code, befriend some of the teachers. That way you can have people that you know and can talk to about certain things. Yeah, I would say like, I did it at, like, you know, kind of on my heart. I bought pencils and top erasers for the pencils, so that way I have some for just in case, because these kids don't have supplies. I don't know why, but they don't have supplies. So I mean, if you want to be that type of person that has pencils like that, I would say do it. It's all up to you, because usually the schools, they'll give it to you. Like, if I ask the main office for supplies, they'll give it to me. They're pretty good with that. But that's all the advice I have. Like I said, I only did grades 2 to 8, so I'm missing some of the grades. But yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, leave them down below. I will definitely answer them. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Like and comment for more videos like this. I've worked at Dunkin', I worked at DaVita, I worked at this doctor's office that was terrible. And if you guys want to hear about those experiences, let me know, because when I worked at Dunkin', I got some things to say. Like, not even about Dunkin', but like that specific Dunkin' that I worked at was a no-go. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this. For now, I'm out.